What's up, guys? MrVerry here, and I am further exploring Drefia, and I'm currently right here, so you can see where I am on my map. And there's a lich and a demon skeleton on this floor, and on this floor there's a bunch of bone beasts, which I don't know if they are the liches or if any of them are natural summons, and they appear to all be the liches. And there's also a necromancer and some more demon skeletons, and I heard rumors that this is where the new Grim Reaper spawn is, so I wanted to check those rumors and see if there was any truth to them. And it appears there is. You can see there's a Gravedigger down there, along with a Grim. So I immediately use a firebomb, and I'm going to put on my death equipment to protect me. And try to deal heavy damage to both the Gravedigger and the Grim at the same time. And lucky me, I get a Wand of Inferno out of the first Gravedigger, so that's cool. And I've heard that there are specters and a bunch of other creatures in here, so I'm going to try to take this kind of slow, as I don't know all these spawns yet, and I don't want to get bombarded. So here's another Reaper. And obviously I set up a firewall so I can run him around it. And there appears to be another Reaper on the way, but he's kinda over to the east, so, and he is coming, but I finished that one off, luckily, right before he got here. So you can see that these Grims are actually quite a bit more spaced together. You know, they're not quite as spread out, and I'm guessing it's a good thing that I set that firebomb right at those stairs, just in case, you know, I got a couple Grims on me immediately. I do like the new design of the place, however, and I guess the addition of the Gravediggers isn't such a bad thing, since they're all susceptible to fire damage. And I guess they're specters too. So moving forward, and another Grim. And it looks like there's a couple floors, so that's cool. I'm sort of eager to see what's on the floors below. Like I said, I heard rumors that there were specters there, which would be really neat. And if there's several floors of Grims, then that means that there's definitely enough Grims for several people to hunt here at once, which is very cool too. And I have not found stairs down yet. However, I can see the level below me. Actually 2 levels below me. And this little lizard statue's kinda nice. good little mechanism to run them around. So just exploring the area, taking it somewhat slow as, you know, I don't want to get a shitload of Grims on me at once here. Although it seems like I've cleared the majority of this part. But who knows, it could be a lot bigger. And there's a parchment here. And apparently I have to weave around this to get to the south, and we see another Gravedigger and a Grim Reaper. And we get our first item out of a Grim, which is a mystical hourglass. And my biggest grief with Gravediggers is that they hit very hard and don't really give much experience for how powerful they truly are, in my opinion. And in everyone else's. A lot of other people have mentioned that creatures with such strong attacks and such a significant amount of health should either drop much better rares or give much more experience. Sorry, guys. So you see there's a shadow pupil in here now too. And I can see the specters downstairs that were mentioned by other Tibians. And I think someone else is here now. I can't be certain, but I just wonder from the yelling. But I'm just going to continue on and see if I can make it downstairs. I think the path downstairs is over here. And it is. I can see over to the left there, right north of me, is a way down. And there is a shitload of Grims here now. Many more Grims than there was before. And that's pretty cool. I do like that. At first I was worried. I had heard that they made it so you had to do a quest to get to Grims. But that doesn't appear to be true. So, just checking my stuff. Alright. Looking good on that. And I got a Grim heading my way, so backing up a little bit. And this is certainly a big enough area now for multiple people to hunt here. And obviously there's multiple floors, so that's very cool. I really do enjoy that they did that, because before, you know, you really, one person, one high level would be hunting the Drefia Grim spawn, and no one else could hunt there, because there just wasn't enough to kill. So I'm trying to make my way to the stairs at a moderate pace. I don't want to get several Grims on me. I do have enough walls and bombs to protect myself in the case that that does happen, but I'd rather not have it happen. and a rusty armor, and I usually have pretty bad luck with these with Grims, and of course I get a plate armor. Bad luck continues. So, here's the stairs. And there's also a Grim to the north here, but I don't think he can get to me. And so I'm putting a firebomb down there. And I'm going to put another one down here. And he was just staring at me with his blood beam, which is scary shit. So I'm trying to be careful right here. To say the least. And just take one Grim at a time. I'm honestly a little nervous as there are several Grims here, but with the firebomb setup I currently have, I do feel a little more comfortable. But yeah, wow, what an improvement, right? At first I was upset. Like I said, I didn't know where they were. I'd heard a lot of different rumors about the Grims, but this definitely changes my mind a little. So, just kind of exploring this floor, not trying to really rush through it. I'm trying to take it easy, as I don't know how many there are or what creatures are all down here. I saw some specters from upstairs, but I haven't encountered any down here yet. I don't know if they're on another floor down. This seems to be a very large place. Multiple floors. So this is definitely an area for much higher levels. And down below I see the specters and Grims side by side. And specters are phenomenal experience for sorcerers. Sorcerers love hunting specters as they are weak to both fire and energy, as well as Grims. So that's a perfect combo. And I see a specter now. So I am going to throw up a firewall. And luckily my wall makes it so that they both have to run around. And I'm going to try to snipe that specter, and I do so quite easily. So that was actually a pretty good firewall on my part. Making the Grim run all that way around really prevents them from getting to me. And an underworld rod from a Grim, which is cool. So yeah, with the added specters, this area is certainly going to be amazing, absolutely amazing for experience per hour. You know, that's a given. And I don't know how far I can bring these guys before they poof. And I think I'm actually going to start bringing some fireballs here. I've mentioned that in previous videos, that obviously fireballs would be good for this area. As not great fireballs, of course, but regular fireballs. And that's obviously because Grims do take heavy damage to fire. So, and those are stairs down. Okay, this is another level down. So that's that makes me a little nervous, as I have not been down there yet, so I don't know what to expect. So I'm just gonna continue exploring around here a little bit, you know, one step at a time. I might drop down to the next floor and see what's there. There seems to be more specters there, which is cool, as like I said, specters are great experience, absolutely great. And that's the floor up. But first I think I want to explore like a good amount of this floor before I start going down. And I see there's Banshees here too, which are susceptible to energy. So that's cool too. That works for me. And I use a great energy beam to finish off the running Banshee. And to the north, we find another Grim. And really, I could be laying down more firewalls, but the Grims seem to be spaced out to the point where putting down a lot of firewalls really doesn't make a lot of sense. And also, as you can see, Banshees are completely immune to fire, so they don't really care about the firewalls. They're like, alright, cool. Walk right through that. And the Banshees are a nice addition too, which leads me to believe I should keep my Wand of Defiance on, as that is a energy. And since there's two now, I need to be very, very careful. And I'm just going to use as many great fireballs as I can. And this is actually working out quite well. And I dropped the one, so now there's only one left. Yeah, that worked out really well. I didn't even know that I was, capable of doing that. That's pretty awesome. As long as the Grims can't beam or melee you, you're pretty much safe. That's their, their biggest attacks. And another Banshee. And the Banshee is on the run. Banshees run at about half health. They're very, very fickle creatures, I guess you could say. Ooh. And the Grim gets a vicious hit on me. And the way I have my firewall set up here is just really nice. How massively big this spawn is just really surprising to me. Definitely very cool though. Very cool. And I'm getting around 633k experience an hour here on my boost, and that's very good. I got up to 800k in the old cave, but it's still fine by me. So I've got a lot of this floor explored, and I'm going to see if I can pull anything from the east here. And there's another specter, which is awesome. I am fine with that, as specters are great on loot and experience. The only problem with the specters here is the possibility of being made drunk and having a multitude of creatures on you. That could get a little crazy. And I've returned to the original big staircase down, as you can see, and I'm just bringing this Grim back to my firewalls. So I think I kind of want to check the floor below. I'm a little nervous only because I don't know what I'm getting myself into exactly, But I guess I'll find out. So I think there's a Grim to the east and a Grim south, and there is. So I'm going to try to pull the one to the east and bring him north to the walls. And I know that the walls are now a little smaller, but they actually have a decent amount of life left, and I'm fine to just run him around them for now. And this little area I'm in right here, I actually wouldn't mind just like, you know, setting up camp here and keeping my T firewall like that and just bringing them through, because there seems to be a lot of Grims surrounding that particular area. So, very, very cool. And like I was saying, one of the best parts about this area is just the simple fact that there's enough Grims for multiple people to hunt here, you know. If you don't want, you know, someone can take the top floor, 2 people could split this floor. I haven't even gone down to the next floor yet, and I don't know if there's floors below that. Like, very, very cool. I have to say I am impressed with Sipsoft on this. This is probably my favorite part of the update so far. And I'm most likely, I'm recording this on July 20th, but I do not plan on posting it immediately, as I would like to have this area freed up for a little bit. And while this area is certainly big enough for multiple people to hunt here, you know, I don't want someone getting their panties in a bunch because I want to go down to the 3rd floor and they're on the 1st or the 2nd. That just doesn't really sound fun. So while it's pretty deserted, I'd like to keep it that way. And 2 Grims here, so I'm popping up the stairs real quick. Ooh, and I was just in the middle of 2 blood beams right there. I think I'm gonna go eastbound and see if I can find any other ways down, as that way does not look too fun at the moment. And I got another Grim coming. So, yeah, like I said, very, very impressed with this area. And this is going to be, I don't know if this will be the last part of my summer update series. Not sure if I want to do more or not yet. But, certainly cool. And I put a firewall in the same spot I did originally, as it's just perfect for where the Grims run. And I didn't realize that there were going to be Banshees down here. I'd only heard reports of specters and Gravedigger, so I only brought great fireballs because I thought that was really all I was going to need. But the Banshees are pretty harmless for someone of my level. And it's just like some extra experience, honestly. And a possible blue robe, and, you know. So, it's pretty cool. And there's another Grim right here, and I'm going to see if he'll creep. He's trying to creep around, and he does so successfully. So I'm luring him back to the firewall. And I know there's going to be a Grim spawning southwest of my current position. Not too terribly long. So I got to be aware of that. And he has spawned. He just shot me off screen. And I think he's taking the south path to get to me. There he is. So yeah, like I said, I am very, very thrilled with this area. Certainly excited to hunt here. And it's nice that it's not just Grims, it kind of breaks up the monotony, you know? While Banshees can paralyze, and Specters can make you drunk, which is a little scary, the thought of that happening while fighting a Grim. Still. And Specters have a very high chance of dropping Wands of Cosmic Energy. They actually have like a 10% chance. So, I'm all for them. As I said, they're great on loot. They also have a pretty decent chance of dropping Relic Swords, which is cool too. And there's another staircase down right here, and a Gravedigger, and a Grim. But I'm going to pull the Gravedigger first, and take him out by himself. And hopefully he'll trap himself, and he does just that for me. So I switch back to my Wand of Defiance. And I'm hoping for a Nightmare Blade. I've already killed quite a few Grims down here. I mean, it's nice that I got an Underworld Rod, as they actually have about the same percentage chance of dropping an Underworld Rod that they do a Nightmare Blade. And yeah, this floor down here seems a little crazy. I go to this end so that I don't have a shitload on me. And I'm going up the stairs as I don't want him. Actually having him right on top of me might not be a terrible idea, as his beam will not hit me. While his melee will, at least his beam won't, which is cool. And he is down. So, checking out the third floor, definitely a little nervous. And it seems like I got a Spectre first, which is fine with me. And I drop him real quick. So that Grim is kind of stuck. Yeah, this third floor is quite a bit crazier. The density of Grims and other creatures is very, very high. I'm not sure that I feel completely comfortable exploring this whole floor. And it looks like these are just different areas that are like connected to each other. So I'm probably going to go back up to the higher floors in a moment here, only because, you know, I don't want to get mixed up with a bunch of different creatures at once, and this place seems to have a bit higher of a density, like I said, and it's quite vast down here too. Is there a Banshee over there? Yep, that was a Banshee. Alright, so I'm going to go back up where I came in, just to be safe. Like I said, I don't want all the Grims upstairs respawning either. And it looks like one of them has, and that's fine. I put down a firewall so that I can handle him a little easier. And I let off a great energy beam to get some heavy damage on him. Using a great energy beam once per Grim greatly increases your experience per hour as a sorcerer. Just a hint for you sorcerers out there. And another Grim. So yeah, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And this will be a good area for people to team hunt, even more so now because of the high population of total Grims down here. You know, there's a ton. There's certainly several. And this looks like a good spot for a firewall, as I'll have him running around that too, which is cool. And I'm thinking after I take this Grim out, I'm going to start making my way back up. While I do have enough supplies to hang out down here for a little longer, rather not get super low on supplies and then, you know, have it be risky going back up. You certainly need to bring lots of fire bombs or energy bombs. I have both. And some fire walls, energy walls, and great fire balls are nice to have here too. And you can see there's several Grims all around me now as I come back up the main staircase. And I'm just trying not to get, you know, several on me at once, which is why I laid down that firewall immediately. And this Grim is almost down. And he's down. Let's see. Rusty armor. Let's see if I get better luck than plate armor. And I get a knight armor. Finally, something out of one of those from a Grim. I swear, I've had the worst luck with those before this. And I don't believe there's any Banshees on this floor. And it looked like someone just set down purple fire to the north of me. and I don't know what the hell purple fire is. Every fire... Oh, actually, I think I have a clue. I think that might be another player. Might be the player we heard earlier. I am not too sure. But I guess I will find out shortly, huh? Or... Oh. It just lights up on its own. Cool. Searing fires. Yeah, those deal 300 damage each if they are the same searing fires that you find when you go to fight Mardris, and that is the Fire Pharaoh, for those of you who don't know. And I have him in a video with Venom in the 7 Dead Pharaohs video. Check that one out if you haven't. And another Underworld Rod and a Demonic Essence, which is cool. Certainly pretty decent loot down here. Definitely better now that there's a little more variety. And I'm sure a lot of people will feel the same. I definitely intend on hunting here quite often, and I would say that I could probably hunt any of the floors. However, the first and I'm probably going to stick to the second floor, as I like the specters. Definitely a big fan of them, so. And you can see I'm quite close to level 226 now, which is very cool. I'm going to see just how close I am. 190,000, so that's like 20 more Grims or something like that. Something like that, I don't know. Because they're almost 9k a piece. Yeah, 9 times 20, yep. And it appears that someone else is here, actually. So... So thanks for watching, guys. I'm actually going to end this video here. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, comment on this video, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed.